So Ambry was formed 3 years ago. There had been some new chemistries invented at MIT, and we realized that at MIT we couldn't bring the chemistry all the way to market, and so Ambry was formed with some funding from Bill Gates and Total, and then a year ago we raised more money, and we now have 40 people, and now we've started manufacturing, and we hope that maybe 2 years from now we'll have a product. The idea from the beginning was to develop something that could store electricity for stationary storage, and do so at an acceptable price point. That all the existing batteries today are simply far too costly, and they don't last very long. So you can imagine having a fantastic battery that dies after 3 years. You have to pull it out and replace it and so on. So we wanted something that's low cost, long lived, and effective. So the name of the technology is liquid metal battery. It consists of all liquid. The electrodes are liquid metal, and the electrolyte is a molten salt. And the advantages are that it's low cost and it doesn't decay. And we think that this is going to be able to, for the first time, give us effective stationary storage. So for me, what the important piece here was that unlike many others who simply invent for the best chemistry without regard to manufacturing, and then discover that it's still too costly, we began thinking right at the very beginning about ultimate cost. And so we gave consideration to only low-cost, earth-abundant elements, and then the design had to be something that was primitive and easy to manufacture. And I think the results indicate that maybe we have something here. Well, I think that we're hoping that with the existing chemistry that we'll be able to commercialize our first batteries, and then in parallel at MIT to continue to search for even superior chemistries and keep the pipeline flowing. Oh, difficulties. We were working on things that hadn't been studied before, and our early efforts were not very successful. But we've mastered that now. And then at the company, there's a whole different set of problems when you're trying to scale up. Things that have nothing to do with electrochemistry, things like forming steel containers, welding, seals, and so on. So it just takes us farther and farther from our core competency, and so we've hired in what we think are really good people, and we hope to succeed. Well, energy storage will enable us to have much more stability in the grid right now, and certainly as countries try to incorporate more of the renewable sources like wind and solar, we have to figure out ways to deal with their intermittency. The sun doesn't shine after dark, so if we invest heavily in solar, how do we get electricity after dark? Are we going to then resort to burning coal? So storage is really critical if we're going to integrate the wind and the solar energy.